So, good evening to everyone. Am I audible, visible? Just clear me once. So, good evening to everyone. Am I audible? आवाज आ रही सब कुछ ठीक है? Audio and video everything is clear? Am I audible? आवाज आ रही सब कुछ ठीक है? Yes. Okay. Thank you. So, first of all, good evening. Good evening to all of you. And okay, thank you. ठीक है, audible है. Now things are audible. So, first of all, good evening to all of you. And a very sorry. Actually, my painting is going on in my home, so that right now I'm taking class from my storeroom. Clear? So we are here, we assemble here to discuss overall the syllabus of the geography, to discuss what are the important concepts that are there in the geography, what are the topics that are there in geography, and how we're gonna cover all those topics. Clear? Overall, what are the sections of the geography, and which section of the geography has the maximum weightage? Clear? So these things are there that we are going to discuss, and definitely I'll try to make the class as interesting, as uh, knowledgeable as possible. Clear? So I hope everyone is okay with the English language only. What I have got to know from the sir that you are only comfortable in the English language. Okay? Clear, everybody? Now, first, the moment I talk about the geography, so here is the Meghalaya Civil Services. Okay? तो सबसे पहले first of all, whenever what is the meaning of geography we'll understand. So we'll understand each and everything in a very detailed manner, ठीक है ना, so that you can have the crystal clear clarity with respect to each and everything. Now, first is the geography. This is the topic that we have. We're going to talk about in details the syllabus of the geography, in details the topic that are there in the geography too. Clear? So first, what is the meaning of geography? Geography means the description of Earth. The description of Earth. Clear? So we're going to talk about overall the description of Earth. Clear? How the Earth is made and what are the natural phenomena that taken place on Earth. All those things we're going to talk about. Clear? So this is the overall meaning of the geography. One more word is there. Maybe you can get confused from this word. Geology. Geology. Now what is the meaning of geology? It is the study of Earth. Study of Earth. Clear? Logy, this word logy means study. Clear? Now, the overall geography has been divided into two parts. Okay? Actually, there are many sections of it, but I just want to stick myself. There's only one type of the geography, and that is the first one, which we call as the physical geography. Okay? So, physical geography is the first type of the geography, means it is one of the type of the geography. Okay? What we'll study here, I'll let you know. So first comes the physical geography, and there are other kind of geography. For example, here we will also talk about some other geography. For example, physical geography. Then there could be economic geography. Then there could be human geography. Clear? But as far as the prelims is considered, as far as the pre-examination is considered, a lot of the questions has been asked from the section of the physical geography only. ठीक है, physical geography. And the moment we talk about the physical geography, it means geography, first of all, the physical geography of the overall world, and then we'll talk about the physical geography in the context of India. So we'll discuss overall rivers, national parks, type of topography, soil, and number of things we'll discuss. So first concept here, what we need to understand, that in the section of geography, we only need to focus on the aspect of the physical geography. Okay? In the physical geography, we'll study the physical geography of the world, and when we study the physical geography in the context of India, it becomes the Indian geography. Am I clear? Physical geography. So just leave these two part for now. Physical geography is the only geography that you need to study. Clear? First, we'll study the physical geography of the world, thick overall, and then we'll study the physical geography in the context of India, which is known as the Indian geography. Clear? This much thing is clear, everybody? Now, the moment we talk about the physical geography, so now I'm doing the compartmentalization of the physical geography. Sir, where can I attend your class freely? Sir, this is the only platform right now we have. ठीक है. This is the only platform right now we have. Clear? So physical geography. What is the meaning of physical geography? Geography meaning I told you overall. What is the meaning of geography? I told you the description of the earth. This is the meaning of geography I told you. Clear? Now, physical means overall all those physical phenomena. The meaning of physical is all those things that you can see from your naked eyes is a physical path. Okay? That is the physical geography. Now, in the section of physical geography, what we have in syllabus of your examination, first comes the topic that is Earth, solar system, and universe. This is the first topic that we'll study in the physical geography. So today we're going to talk about overall the overview of the understanding. I can also start one topic today, but I want you to first understand what you need to study and how you need to study and how much you need to study to crack the examination, and which section has the maximum advantage, maximum weightage, and how I can help you to get the maximum marks. If you be there, if you be there, then I'll tell you some tricks and tips also. Means I'm going to tell you some tips and tricks. Overall, mapping section, I'll talk about it. So how I'm going to help you, first of all, let me clear it in the very beginning only. First, I'll cater all the demands from the section of this physical geography, where we'll discuss the world geography and Indian geography. In addition to that, I'm going to give you one more thing. And what's that? I'm going to give you the mapping part. The mapping part. The whole mapping course will be there in the section. The moment I talk about the mapping part, just after the completion of these things, I will going to show you my mapping lectures, my mapping PDFs, my mapping notes. There we cover, for example, there's a one state, so we'll cover everything in that one state. What we're going to cover? We're going to cover, for example, all sort of national parks will be covered of that particular state, tiger reserve, biosphere reserve, okay, bird sanctuary, elephant reserves, all sort of the rivers that are there in that city, in that uh, state, all the tributaries, kind of a soil, kind of flora and fauna, everything will be covered in the mapping section. Clear? Kind of flora and fauna, everything will be covered in the mapping section. Okay, let me, okay, in the very beginning, just for your understanding, let me show you how we're going to study the mapping sections. Then I'm coming on the physical geography part. Okay, just to giving you a brief of everything. So here we have the mapping section. We'll cover each and every state like this. We'll cover each and every state. Okay, so these will be very detailed map. Detailed mapping will be there, and each and every state will be covered from the section of the Indian geography. So though two geography I told you, world and Indian geography. Indian geography maximum will be covered from these maps only. These very good pictographical maps. Am I clear? Now moving on the detailed elaboration of the syllabus and how we're going to complete these things. Stay tuned. Now, so first I'm talking about the physical geography. In the first section of physical geography, I'll talk about the Earth. Overall, what we're going to talk about here, we're going to talk about here overall the overall position of the Earth. For example, how many planets we have? Huh? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. The overall their positions. Earth is from which at which positions from the Sun? Earth is rotating at which position? I'll talk about the rotation and revolutions too. So I'll talk about the Earth, overall the formation of the Earth, how Earth is made, what is there in the part of the crust, then mantle and core. Overall the composition of the Earth I will talk about here. Next comes the solar system. How many planets are there in the solar system? What are the juvenile planets? What are the inner planets? What are the outer planet? I will talk about these things in the section of this solar system. And then overall we'll talk about the universe. How many stars are there and n number of the things. Formation of the star, formation of the planets. These things we'll talk about. Next comes the geomorphology. Geomorphology. What is geomorphology? Again, geo means earth. This geo means earth. And morpho means the form, or you may call it as the shape. So we'll talk about here overall the shape of the earth. Okay, now if earth has taken some shape, for example, you know that if I talk about the Himalaya, so Himalaya is like it is uplifting, you know, it is moving upward. Why it is moving upward? What is the reason? Clear? If you see the, for example, you see the Aravalli Hills, you know? So this is the old block mountains. Himalaya is the young block mountains. Sorry, young fold mountains. Clear? So we'll talk about it, why it is known as the young fold mountains. Everything. For example, we have the Rift Valley. We have, for example, Narmada River. Narmada River flows between the Ganga and Jamuna. It flows in between. उसके बीच से जाती है. What is the reason of that? We'll talk about these things here. And then at the third point comes the climatology. Climatology. Here, overall, we'll discuss what? We'll discuss the climate of the world. Abhi physical geography, right now we're talking about the physical geography, so we'll discuss the climate of the world. Okay? And then we'll discuss the climate of India in the context of the same. Now, one more thing is there. Abhi when I talk about, yes, video will be available here only. यहाँ पर मिलेंगे आपको video. Don't worry about it. The moment I talk about the climate, so basically you also need to know what is the difference between the climate versus weather. Climate versus weather. Weather is the day-to-day phenomena. What is the weather? Weather is day-to-day phenomena. Weather is day-to-day phenomena. So, for example, today it's cold, है ना? And yesterday it was not. So, day-to-day change, weather changes on the daily basis, on day-to-day basis. Climate is something that don't change on a daily basis. Then what is the definition of the climate? Long-term weather is known as climate. Long-term weather. If the weather, for example, some weather is there, some temperature is there, and this temperature is persistent throughout that particular time. For example, 4 to 6 months. Then it is termed as the climate. So overall, we'll discuss different types of the climates of the world and what kind of the climates that are there in India. Clear? Next comes the fourth point that we'll discuss in the section of the physical geography is your oceanography. 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 What is there in the oceanography? In the oceanography, we'll discuss about the oceans, the formation of the oceans. Clear? And we'll discuss about how marine life thrive in that oceans. How marine life thrive in that oceans. Clear? So these things we will discuss there in the section of the oceanography, formation of oceans. Clear? Or for example, we'll discuss about the movement of plate. You know how maybe you heard about the tectonic plates. So if Earth is like this, so Earth is like it is made up of the different plates. So Earth is made up of the different plates, and different plates move in particular one direction to other direction, and that is known as the tectonic movement. So we'll talk about each and everything overall, how the tectonic movements happen, and then because of the tectonic movement, what happened? What the lava, the it emerge out, magma it emerge out and becomes a lava. Clear? The formation, and because of that, the formation of the islands. So these things we'll talk about here in the section of the oceanography. Clear? Climatology, what we have discussed, climate, about the formation of clouds. These things we'll talk about in the climatology. And then oceanography. And fifth number, the last one, is the biogeography. Biogeography. So biogeography, overall we'll talk about some biological phenomena, so no, some basic biology that is there associated with the geography. So these are the things that we'll study in the section of the physical geography, and this you can term as also the world geography. Clear? Physical geography or the world geography. Now comes the section of the Indian geography. Miss, first we'll discuss these things, physical geography. The moment, for example, once you have learned all these things in the section of physical geography, then it will be for you like a cakewalk. It will be like a cakewalk for you to go through the section of the physical Indian geography. So then we'll talk about the physical geography in the context of India. Clear? This is something we'll talk about later. Next point. So first, what is the first thing? This is the first point that we have talked about. Pehli cheez. First point, physical geography, overall physical geography. And then next thing is the physical geography in the context of India. That is the Indian physical geography. Here we'll talk about overall. First point will be physiography. Overall, we'll talk about the position of India, where India is located. And we'll talk about overall the map of the India, where India is located. So overall, what are the neighboring countries? We'll talk about that. कौन-कौन सी neighboring countries हैं? Clear? With how many countries India share the border? Here it shares the border with the Pakistan, Nepal, China, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka. So overall physiography. Okay? How many overall border formation of the Himalayas we'll talk about. How Himalayas formation has been taken place. Clear? So these things we'll talk about the section of the physical geography of India. First point is physiography of India. Next point here will be the overall drainage pattern. Drainage pattern. Now, if I believe till now you have studied all these drainage pattern, all these rivers. You try to memorize all these things, but you have never done so. You never completed. Why? Because you are trying to complete these things, the drainage system of India in different genre, differently. But what we are going to do here, we are going to cover these things, the drainage system along with the state in the mapping part. Clear? And that will be something very much comfortable for you. Are you getting that? That is something very much comfortable for you. Got it? Drainage system. So in the drainage system, we'll study which river flows through which state. For example, if the Brahmaputra is coming from the JNK, so from where it is coming? Clear? So from where it is coming, and then sorry, not Brahmaputra, the Indus is coming from the state of J&K. Then which streams goes in the Punjab area? Which streams lies in India? Clear? For example, CGI, that is the Chenab, Jhelum or Indus. They goes in the Pakistan. ठीक है ना? And Ravi, Byas and Satluj, they be in the state of India. Then overall, what is the water sharing? 80-20%. 80% will be there with the Pakistan, 20% with the India. Who conquered? Who conquered this thing? World Bank in 1960. So all those things that are there in related to the drainage system, we're going to talk about them. So what I want from you, that don't try to cover these things, the drainage systems, river, national parks, wildlife sanctuary separately. No, geography is all related. So what we're going to do from now, in the mapping section is something which is different from this section. In that mapping section, we're going to cover each and everything in interlinking manner. One thing will be linked to other. If we are studying a particular state, UP state, all the national park, wildlife sanctuary, important rivers, overall drainage system, tributaries, distributaries, important soil, flora and fauna, topography, important crops, everything will be covered in that particular state. Is that clear to you? Till now, you getting everything? Just type yes. Just type yes if you are getting everything. Just type yes. Then I get your response. Now, drainage system. So here we'll study about what we'll study in the drainage system. Overall, the rivers, which rivers flows in which state, है ना? Their tributaries, distributaries. These things we'll study here. Clear? Which rivers falls in the state. Next is just type yes if you are getting everything. Third point that we'll discuss in the context of India is the climate of India. What type of the climate that is there in India? What type of climate that is there in India? ठीक है? And climate is decided by the position where India has. So, for example, if I talk about India, so let's say, for example, this is the Earth, and now this is the equator. I'll talk about each and everything. What is equator? This is equator, and here we have this is Cancer. This is one more line, Capricorn. This is Cancer. This is Capricorn. Clear? So India lies here, somewhere here. It is somewhere here. So half of the India is in the, this is known as the tropical area. I'll talk about these things. Tropical area. ठीक है ना? तो this is the subtropical. Subtropical. So India, half of the India lies in the subtropical and half of the India in the tropical. ठीक है? So overall there will be change in the climate. So North India mostly mainly in the subtropical, and southern India is in the section of the tropical area. Tropical area means more exposed to the sun. So climate will study about in the detailed manner of climate. And the fourth and last point is the soil of India. What type of soil is found in which area, and which soil is good for what cultivation? What kind of the crop is grown at particular soil? These things are there in your syllabus that you need to study, along with the biggest surprise that is for you is the mapping part. Mapping part. Take. And mapping, how mapping? We'll do the mapping state-wise. State-wise mapping is there. Clear? Now this is the syllabus of geography. Now till now, if anyone has not got anything clearly, just let me know. What I have discussed? I have discussed overall that when we talk about the geography, so overall, the geography is divided into three parts: the physical geography, economic geography, and the human geography. But in prelim section of the examinations of PCS examination, state PCS examination, maximum questions are there from the world geography or Indian geography. The moment I talk about the word physical geography, so physical geography means the word geography. So here we'll talk about overall what are the things that we'll talk about. We'll talk about over the earth, solar system, and the universe. We'll talk about the geomorphology, that overall how the land formation and each and everything happen, how the formation of the land and plateaus and hills happen. And then we'll study about the climate, that is the climatology. We'll study about the formation of the clouds and a number of other things. Next, oceanography, the phenomena associated with the oceans, marine biodiversity, and then biogeography. Biogeography, and is any biological phenomena that is associated with the geography. So this is the syllabus of the physical geography, and then the physical geography in the context of India is the Indian geography. The Indian geography will discuss about the physiography of the India, with that where India lies, the northern overall tip, southern tip, and drainage means rivers. We'll talk about these things here, climate and the soils. Till now, if you have any confusion, just let me know first. Anyone, if you have any confusion till now, just let me know. Kindly reply if you have any confusion. Julashira, do you have any confusion or everything is okay till now? Is everything okay till now? Confirming. Okay, I believe everything is okay. You're not giving a reply, no problem at all. Now, so this is the overall thing. Now, today, what we are going to talk about, है ना? I have shown you the mapping part also, है ना? How the mapping parts will be there. ठीक है, the mapping part कैसे होगा? I have shown you some PDFs of that. Overall detailed manner. If you have not seen, you may just go back in the video and then you may see each and everything in detailed manner. Now comes the first topic that we have, that is the Earth, solar system, and the universe. Earth, solar system, and universe. Today I just want to just give you the gist of everything, so that you may have a clear cut understanding that what you are going to study here and what I'm going to give you. Otherwise, if I just start a topic, a random topic, you will understand that topic, but full preparation is not there. Now comes the first topic, that is the solar system and universe. So here we are with our first topic. Okay, so let me add one page here. Yeah. So we have the first topic. First topic is our Earth, solar system, Earth, solar system, and universe. This is the first topic that we have here. Earth, solar system, and the universe. So the first thing that we're going to talk about here is, now here we have also have the subtopics. Subtopics. And what are the subtopics? First, we'll talk about the shape of Earth. Shape of Earth. Okay, that overall we'll talk about. First, let me write down the points or overall the bullet points that are there, and then we'll study these things in very detailed manner. First comes the shape of Earth. That what is the shape of Earth? Is the Earth shape is circular, or it is like a egg shape, or something else? Can you tell me what is the shape of Earth? Anyone in this class? Can you tell me what is the shape of Earth? Hmm? What is shape of Earth? So over the period of time, people define the shape of Earth as a kind of oblate structure. Okay? So they define it as they call it as the oblate structure. So they call it as, for example, as geoid shape, or they call it as oblate spheroid. Okay? oblate, spheroid. This means what? This means overall that Earth is like this. Earth is of this shape, for example. It is of circular. Let me draw it like it is of circular shape, ऐसे, but on the top of it, on the tip of it, it is flat. थोड़ा सा it's a bulge है. It is bulge, flat, and that is known as the specific, very particular word that they have given is that Earth is of the shape of geoid or the oblate sphere. This is the word they have given. I will talk about in detailed manner why it is called so. Why the Earth's shape is this only? Why not something else? Why not something else? Clear, everybody? ठीक है? Now, next topic that we have here, that is in the lineup to study, the next topic that we have is overall latitude and longitude. Latitude and longitudes. So, what is the latitude and longitudes? So, I'll talk about these things in detailed manner. For example, abhi, just for now, this is the latitudes and longitudes. I'll talk about these things in detailed manner. I'm just giving you the brief of everything first. Okay? For example, if we draw some imaginary lines, now how you gonna know? Sometimes people get confused in these two words, which is latitude and which is longitude. Now, easiest way to remember is long. This is long, Long, long. Long means something which is very long, lamba hai. Then in this case, it can only be in this direction, which is lamba, long, not in the horizontal direction. So this is what we called. So abhi, I don't want to delve into the details of each and everything. I'll go in detail. I'll go in detail. Don't worry about it. But for now, you just need to know this thing that overall one thing is the vertical and another thing is the horizontal. So vertical, you can see the moment I have written V here, V is open and it is going up. So vertical is something which is in this format. A line is which is vertical is this in this way. And next is the horizontal line. Horizontal line is this line is the horizontal line. And that line is the vertical line. It means straight, up straight. And this horizontal. Clear? So vertical lines, these all are the imaginary lines. Vertical lines are very long lines. Hence, this is known as the longitudes. Longitudes. So all those lines that are there on Earth in this format, long, 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 that is known as the longitudes. Clear? And all those lines that are like this in the horizontal format are known as the latitudes. Is this clear? This is the latitudes and longitudes. I'll talk about these things in detail manner. Don't worry about it. You got this concept. What we're going to study here. Next comes. So this is the latitude and longitude we'll discuss. And then third topic that we'll discuss in the Earth solar system and the universe is overall the topic of rotation and revolution. Revolution. You need to write all these topics in your notebook. ठीक है ना? You need to write all. Rather than I'll also give you the PDF of the same. But writing with your own hands definitely gives more confidence when you read it second time. Clear? So just mention each and everything and how we have started. These are the physical geography topic. And first topic was Earth and solar system and the universe. And now we are discussing what topic we're going to study in the Earth, solar system and the universe in detailed manner. So rotation and revolution, what is that? Rotation and revolution. I have also added a picture for that. Now you may see the picture, but don't worry. I'll discuss these things in detailed manner also. First, the overview of topics. So, for example, rotation. What is the meaning of rotation? The first picture that you can see here. If something is moving around itself, in its own axis. For example, you can see my hand. It is right now moving in its own direction, just around here and there, right and left. That is rotation. And if this is my fist and my hand is moving like this, so this is what it is doing, a revolution. Clear, everybody? This is revolution. And because of rotation of the earth on its axis at 23.5 degree tilted, and earth is not like this, it is tilted. Because of this rotation, what happens? Day and night happens. So it completes one rotation in 24 hours. That is one day. Next comes the revolution. Revolution means it is moving around the sun, and one complete revolution take 1 year, one complete year, and that results in the seasonal change of the temperature. Is that clear? We'll talk about these things in detail. Again, I'm saying, just need to have the clear cut understanding what is the syllabus. Syllabus and PYQs are only the key to success. Syllabus is something that you have with you, and PYQ of whatever examination you're targeting. Now, coming on the topic. Coming on the topic. Coming on the topic. So, third topic was rotation and revolution. Rotation and revolution. Now, fourth topic that we talk about will be the overall seasons. Seasons. Okay, so overall we'll talk about what we have just seen. Because of the revolution of the earth, the changes of the seasons happen, change of the temperature happens. So we'll talk about the seasons. We'll talk about the summer, winter, and equinox too. Summers means summer, where you have the very hot sun. Winters means there's no availability of the sun or not very much availability of the sun. Equinox means the equal temperature, where the sun is moderate. Then we'll talk about the solstice, summer solstice, winter solstice. Everything we'll talk about here. Eclipse we'll talk about. Eclipse, solar eclipse, lunar eclipse we'll talk about. And many more concepts. Next overall heading is that we're going to talk about is the time zone and international dateline. International dateline. International dateline. Time zone and international dateline that we're going to study. Time zone, what is a time zone? Time zone means overall the earth has been divided into a different time. How? For example, this is the earth. Now you may see this longitude. Now these longitudes, many longitudes has been drawn on earth like this. Many longitudes have been drawn on earth. And how many they are in total? 24. Separated by a distance of 101 kilometer, which amounts to 1 degree movement. What I'm trying to explain here? I'm just trying to explain here overall the imaginary lines and long imaginary lines in the form of longitudes are there on the earth. They are 24 in the number, and hence we have 24 hours in a day in our clock. Clear? And this 24 hours consider or forms the time zones. Clear? So for example, in the Russia we have many time zones, but in India we only have one time zone. Okay. And the line which passes to the 0 degrees, the known as the prime meridian. We'll talk about it later. So different type of the time zones we'll talk about. An international date line. What is the international date line? From where we calculate our dates. Clear? If you move from one right to the international date line, what will happen? If you move left to the international date line, what will happen? If you move to the right of the international date line, what will happen? The overall You will gain 1 day. ठीक है? You will gain 1 day. इस तरह से I'll talk about it. For example, in India, है ना, if I talk about India, so this is the longitude, for example. So India is overall, this is longitude. So here we have India, for example. Here we have India. So India is overall 5.5 hours ahead of the Greenwich. So 5.5 घंटे हम आगे हैं. 5.5 hours we are ahead of the Greenwich. ठीक है? So if, for example, here the time is at this point, the time is, let's say, uh, it is, for example, at this time यहाँ पर time है, for example, 9 a.m. So 9 plus 5, 14, 14 and a half, 14 and a half means 2.5 is the time. 2.5 p.m. is the time that we'll have in India. I'll talk about these concepts because sometimes very small numericals, very small question can be framed, one liner question can be framed, of which you can get very easily answer if you know the concept. Okay? So here we'll talk about overall the times and seasons and international datelines. And next, so this is what? This is the regarding the these things, that is the overall compose of the earth. So this is what we have covered for the section of earth. Now comes overall the section of the solar system and solar system and the universe. And here we'll talk about some more points. For example, here we'll talk about points like first point could be, we'll talk about the universe and its origin, and how the universe origin has been taken place. Overall, what is the Big Bang theory? We'll talk about it also. Next, we'll talk about how the origin of the stars has taken place. What is the nebula formation, Big Bang, black hole, we'll talk about. Then next point we'll talk about the life cycle of star. Life cycle of star. Huh? So overall, for example, sun is a star. You know, everyone knows about it. I believe everyone knows about it. Sun is a star. Hmm? Everyone knows about it. Sun is a star. Hmm? Sun is a star. Clear? So we'll talk about the different type of the stars that are there. And life cycle of the stars also. That how the genesis of the star happen. How the genesis of the star happen. How formation of the star take place. Okay? How the formation of the star take place. These things we'll talk about it here. Clear? Everybody? Next thing. So this is it. Next is, third point is that we have is overall the galaxy. So it is the same point, or can be calculate the galaxy and the star. So first we'll talk about the life cycle of the star, and then later on we'll talk about overall. We'll talk about overall the galaxies and star. For example, we in which galaxy we are living in? Can anyone in this class give me the name of the galaxy we are living in? What is the name of our galaxy? Our galaxy. What is the name of our galaxy? Anyone in this class? Can you tell me what is the name of our galaxy? Hmm? What is the name of our galaxy? Tell me. What is the name of our galaxy? What happened? No one is giving the answer. Be responsive in the class. Hmm? Mungi, what is the name exact? What is their real name? I don't know. Anyone? Five to six people are watching. What is the name of the galaxy that we are living in? So, okay, let me answer you. Anyone want to give the answer? What is the name of the galaxy we are living in? Hmm? Okay. So the name of the galaxy that we live in is the Milky Way, very good. Bravo. Good. Okay. Now tell me what is the name of the galaxy? Neighboring galaxy or neighboring galaxy. Chalo, ये बताओ. So we'll talk about what is the name of the neighboring galaxy. Neighboring galaxy. Okay. So we'll talk about here overall the galaxy. Milky Way, very good. Two answers are there came. Very good. Thank you. Thank you for your kind response. Now, then we'll talk about. So now tell me the name of the neighboring galaxy. Earth is not a galaxy. Earth is a planet. Who said this? No, no, no. Earth is a planet. Earth is a planet. I'll talk about these things each and every. No, Abhi, I'm just right now giving you the details, the overall gist of the syllabus, so that you can make your mind that what are the things in the path that you need to go into study with me. Clear? Clear, everybody? Okay. So Milky Way is the name of the galaxy that we live in. Akash Ganga in Hindi we called it as. And Andromeda is the neighboring galaxy. Is the neighboring galaxy Andromeda. So we'll talk about the overall galaxy and the star formations. Then fourth point we'll talk about the overall sun. Overall sun. For example, we'll talk about here overall the formation of the sun. We'll talk about overall the formation of the sun. For example, sun is a star. Very good. Andromeda. बिल्कुल. Formation of the star we'll talk about overall the formation of the star. ठीक है ना? तो sun is a star. Sun is a star. We'll talk about its formation. That how the formation of the sun has been taken place. How the formation of the sun has been taken place. Clear? What kind of the chemical reactions that are there in the sun? That happens every time there in the sun. Sun is made up of the hydrogen and helium. We'll talk about these things. We'll talk about what kind of the reaction that is there taken place. That is the nuclear reaction. Nuclear fusion. Clear? Nuclear fusion reaction happening in the sun, which is very deadly, very dangerous this reaction. Two reactions are there, nuclear fusion and nuclear fission. In fusion, fusion means addition. What is the meaning of fusion? Addition, add. So hydrogen and hydrogen forming the helium, which is a nuclear fusion. And here in the nuclear fission, helium is breaking down to the two hydrogen. Clear? So we'll talk about these things. Overall, what kind of the processes that these are there. And you know one more thing you may add here, just for the sake of understanding, that nuclear fission is the reaction that also takes place in the nuclear reactor. Nuclear reactor, and also in the atomic bomb. In the atomic bomb, we use the same reaction, that is a nuclear fission reaction. But in the hydrogen bomb, we use nuclear fusion, the deadly reaction, very deadly reaction. Now coming on the topic, next topic that we will going to study. So next topic that we're going to study is the fifth topic that we have, and that is the planets we'll study. So we'll study planets, we'll study satellites and other bodies. What kind of body that are there in space, known as the celestial bodies. We'll talk about these things. Clear? So we'll talk about the planets, how many planets are there. For example, as I told you, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. So these are the overall sequence of planet. Clear? So we'll talk about what are the inner planets, what are the outer planets, which is known as the jovial planets, you know? And the inner planets, they are rocky. Inner planets made up of rocks, and outer planets, they are made up of gases. Why it is so? What is the reason? We'll talk about it. We'll talk about a satellite. What is a satellite? Anything which revolves a particular body known as a satellite. For example, if this is my fist and this hand is revolving around this fist, then this becomes a satellite. Satellite can be of two types, a natural satellite and an artificial satellite. A natural satellite is a satellite which is natural. For example, moon is a natural satellite of Earth. Moon is revolving around the Earth. Moon is every day revolving around the Earth. So moon is a natural satellite. So satellite can be of two types. a natural one and an artificial one. For example, moon is a natural satellite of Earth, and many satellites we also send in space, in the outer space, that is known as the artificial satellite. I have used the word known as the outer space. The moment I refer outer space, it means the 100 kilometer. So it has also been decided that at what limit you consider it as the outer space. So the moment you go beyond 100 kilometer, so from there onwards we consider it as the outer space. Is that clear? The moment you go above the 100 kilometer, that is considered as the outer space. It is considered as the outer space. Is that clear? Okay. That is outer space, 100 kilometer. Clear, everybody? Planets, satellites, and other bodies. What are bodies? Celestial bodies. What is the meaning of celestial bodies? Any body which is there in the outer space known as celestial bodies. Any body which is there in the outer space is known as the celestial bodies. Clear? And then last part that is there, the last point that is there is eclipse. Eclipse. Eclipses. What is eclipse? Eclipse means hide. What is the meaning of hide? When one body comes, for example, let's say, for example, this is the let's say, so for example, this is the Earth, okay, and this is the Sun. This is the, let's say, for example, this is the Sun, and this is the Earth. Now, if you are the observer, you may see my fist, and this is the Sun. And if the Earth is moving from here, let's say, for example, this is the Sun for you. This is the Sun for you. You are the observer. Clear? You are the observer. Now, this is the Sun and this is the Moon. Consider it as the Moon. Sun, Moon. You are the observer. You are observing this thing from the Earth. Clear, everybody? Now, so if this is the Sun and this is the Moon, the moment, now you may see the Sun right now, but the moment this Moon is there in front of the Sun, now the vision of the Moon is blocked. Now you cannot see this Moon. This is known as the eclipse. Clear? So there are two types of the eclipse, mainly solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. The moment you talk about the solar eclipse, so there are two types of the eclipse, solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Solar means here you cannot see the sun, so sun will be in the hidden position. Clear? And lunar eclipse, here you cannot see the moon, so moon is hidden. So here the moon is hidden and here the sun is hidden. This is the overall syllabus of geography, in addition to the mapping part that I have already shown you. In addition to the mapping part that I have already shown you. Now till now, if you have any confusion, anything, just everyone just jot it down. अगर आपने note नहीं किया है, just jot it down. I'll give you the PDF too. Now till now, if you have any confusion, I'll give you the PDF. Don't worry about the PDF. Don't bother about it. Just focus on your studies right now. Clear? Now, if you have any confusion till now, just let me know. Any confusion till now? JB JBR Sangma. Sorry for the pronunciation. If anyone has any doubt till now, just let me know. Overall, how we are going to study topics, क्या क्या चीजें होंगी. I'm repeating myself again. The overall geography is considered, it is made into two. I'm revising again. First come three parts. First is physical geography, economic geography, and the human geography. The main thing, the main area which has maximum weightage is the physical geography. Physical geography will study about the geography, physical geography of the world, and the moment we study the physical geography of India, it is only known as the Indian geography. Clear? Next, physical geography, we have some subtopics. We'll study about the Earth, solar system, and the universe. We'll study about the geomorphology, how the land formation happen. Climatology, we'll read about the climate. I have already stated the difference between the climate and the weather. Weather is a day-to-day phenomena. Climate is a long-term weather. Next, oceanography, will talk about the oceans, biodiversity, and a number of the things. Then the biogeography. We'll talk about the biological phenomena that are associated with geography. Next comes the moment we'll talk about after this is the world geography, this is the world geography whole overall. ठीक है ना, world physical geography. Then we'll talk about the physical geography in the context of India. Then we'll talk about physiography of India, that overall what is the position of India, where it is situated, है ना, overall boundaries, where the boundaries, how many states it's bordered with, and number of things we'll talk about. Then we'll talk about the drainage system. I've already said you, now I'm again saying it. Don't remember, don't memorize it. From abhi, just after that, I'll show you the mapping. Again, I'll show you the mapping. Be there, I'll show you the mapping. ठीक है, I'll show you my mapping notes. Just in a while, I'm going to show you. Be there. Drainage system. So all rivers, tributaries, distributaries, these things we'll study in the section of mapping. Most of the geography will be covered, especially specifically in the context of India, will be covered from the mapping only. You don't need to memorize rote learning. You don't need to do that. Long sentences. Then we'll study about the climate of India. What kind of the time of the climate that is there in India? As I already shown you the situation where the India is situated. Half is in the subtropical and the lower half in the tropical. So mainland India is in the subtropical region. Clear? And overall, tropical in the tropical area, the southern part of the India comes. So from the 23, this is known as the 23 and half. This is known as the 23 and half. And this is also known as the 23 and half. North and south. Is that clear? And then we have talked about what we have talked about. So climate and then soil. So this is about the physical geography. Then I have also shown you mapping part, which I'm going to show you just right away. And then I've discussed what is there, what are the subtopics that are there in the first point, which is the Earth and the solar system, solar universe. So here we'll talk about overall the shape of the Earth. Taken out. So what is the shape of the Earth? As I've already told you, it is geoid or oblate sphere. So it is like this, and on the top of it, it is little bit flat. Next, latitude and longitude, I told you, long means something which is long. This is the long. So if you draw the imaginary line on the Earth in this manner, this is known as the longitude because they are very long. And if you, means this is the vertical position. What is the meaning of longitude? It is the vertical position. But if you are placing them like this in the horizontal way, it is known as the latitude. Imaginary lines in this manner, longitudes. Imaginary lines in this manner, latitude. Simple. Then I've also shown you, these things I've shown you. Clear? Next comes the overall, what I told you. Next comes the rotation and revolution. If something is moving in its own axis, that is known as the rotation. If something is covering a particular path, that is known as a revolution. Because of the rotation of Earth, day and night happen. Because of the revolution of the Earth, seasonal changes happen. Then we'll talk about the seasons. No. Time zone I have talked about overall all the imaginary longitude lines. These are lines, no, they draw the time zone. In India, we only have one time zone at which passes from near Mirzapur in the 82 and a half. So if this is the India, so it will pass from the Mirzapur in the UP and 82 and a half, nearly that. Okay. Next, time zone international date lines. Clear? So these were the things. And overall, this is in the context of Earth. And then we discussed overall the subtopic of the solar system and the universe. And these are the topics: universe and its origin, life cycle of a star. So overall, how the formation of the star take place from there onwards to overall the death of the star. From there to that, you know, means from the up to black hole or red giant and then white dwarf. Life cycle of the stars. We'll talk about galaxies and different type of the galaxies, as we have already explained. The galaxy we are living in right now, it is the Milky Way, and the neighboring galaxy is the Andromeda. Clear? Next, overall, I've talked about the sun, which is a star, but many people don't know it is a star. So if sun is a star, then overall what kind of the process that is there that take place in sun. For example, nuclear fusion is the process. है ना? Fusion means addition. Hydrogen and hydrogen forming the helium. Next, last point is planets we'll talk about, satellites and other bodies. Planets means, for example, position of the planet and why the inner planets are rocky and why the outer planets are not rocky. Satellites, natural satellite, artificial satellite. Satellite means something which is revolving a particular body. For example, if you are revolving around me, then you'll become my satellite. You know, in the same manner, as moon is revolving around the earth, then moon is a natural satellite of earth because no one has placed the moon there. It is naturally present there already. So it is a natural satellite. Moon is a natural satellite. Clear? And but if you send some satellite there artificially by the rocket, that is the artificial satellite, which is revolving around the sun. Next, other celestial bodies are all the bodies that are there in the space. And for the outer space, I've used the word 100 kilometer. So if you reach up to this up to the distance of 100 kilometer, then only it will consider that you are in the outer space. And you from there onwards, at the distance of 100 kilometer, you're going to observe uh, a slight change in the gravity. है ना? So you will experience that overall the gravity is not that much high at that outer space. Then from there onwards, it start to decrease. Clear? So planet, satellite in this, and then eclipses. I have told about that. Overall, there are two types of the eclipses. First comes the solar eclipse. So solar eclipse where sun is hidden. And I have shown you the demonstration. If you have not seen that demonstration, go back, see that properly. Just shown you. So first one is the solar eclipse where the sun is hidden, and next is the lunar eclipse where the moon is hidden. Clear? So this is the overall syllabus, and now as I promised, I'm going to show you my mapping series, that how in that mapping series I'm going to cover each and every state, which will be very much helpful for you to cover all those essential points that you never ever possible that are never ever possible to cover. So in this way, for example, this is the state of Uttarakhand. So we'll discuss each and everything, whatever kind of the uh, topography that is there, rivers that are there, okay, national parks, biodiversity area, wildlife sanctuary, elephant reserves, okay, Ramsar sites, each and everything we'll discuss. Each and everything we'll discuss like this. Clear? Let me show you of North India. Sorry, South India. So this is of South India. Each and everything is very detailed, very detailed. Okay? Very high quality pictures and maps will be there. Then only you will have better understanding. Clear? I'll send you the same PDF. This mapping PDF I'll send you so that you may have a good understanding of all those things. Clear? Now, if till now, if you have any doubts, let me know. This was the class for today. What we have discussed is not no. Maybe some of you may call ki okay, now we have not started a particular topic. But what I want to say ki maybe we have not started one particular topic, but what we have studied today is the basis for everything. Before running, you need to understand that what is the track to run. Do I have proper shoes? How far I will run? Because running aimlessly will lead you nowhere. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? Huh? So just let me know in the comment section your valuable feedbacks, how much and how you felt about this class. From tomorrow onwards, I'll start with the topic. Which topic I'll start? First, start with the Earth. So overall, we'll talk about what is the shape of Earth and other things. But what shape I told you already? Geoid shape. Clear? Now, everybody, I would love to have your valuable comments in the comment section. How was the class and what you felt about this class? Many people were saying earlier, na, they want to attend it or is it free or not? Now, I may answer your questions. Clear? Question me. Now you may ask questions. How was the class and what you need? Everybody. Your explanation good and I joined late. Sorry about that. No problem. This is the beauty of the technology. You may revert and see everything, just like we see our memories when we lie down on bed. Clear? Thank you for your valuable comments. Thank you for such appreciation. Even I would love to see you here. Now I want others' explanations too, others' feedback. How was the class? Kindly reply so that I may understand your query also, and if there's any requirement that is there specifically, kindly address that too. Jula Shira, Jula Shira, you may answer, you may give your reply. Mungi, you may also give your reply. I don't know the right names. Pardon me. Pardon me. Hmm. Tell me. Okay, I believe that you don't have any doubt. Clear? So, I will see you tomorrow on the same time, on the same platform, with the same spirit and with the same enthusiasm. And I want you to come with a 2x speed, with a 2x enthusiasm. Clear, everybody? And if you have any doubt, if you have any confusion, just drop your comment in the comment section. I'll reach out to you as soon as possible. Clear? And don't worry about the PDFs. I'll give you each and everything. Even I'll give you the PDF of today's syllabus explanation and overall gist. Some sir, I will attend your class daily from tomorrow onwards. And thank you for today's class. It's my pleasure. I would love to see you here. Okay, now you may have your meals and I will take your leave now. I will join the class. I will take your class tomorrow on the same time at 7 p.m. Till then, stay safe. Take care. Goodbye. Thank you. This is Mohit Tiwari signing off. जय हिंद जय भारत सावधान रहें सतर्क रहें धन्यवाद